Testing 1, 2, 3. Are we live this time, man? Sorry, guys. This is Ziggy No, Sports Cards Daily Live. A little late this morning. We tried to go live earlier, and apparently I think we had some technical difficulties. I am trying to confirm that I am actually live now. We will see if that is the case. I think I lost my audience this morning. It does appear like I'm coming in live. Let's see what it says here. Lost my audience this morning. Yep. Looks like we're live. Okay. First of all, good morning, good day. Thank you very much. Sorry, John. Glad to have you back. Listen, I'll take 1 minute. I'm going to grab my coffee. I'll be right back while we wait for people to join. I got great news to share. Well, just not great news for me, just lots of cool news to share and some interesting perspective. Be right back. Sit tight. I'm here. We're live. We got sound. Group. Where's Group? Come in here. All right. Good morning. Thank you guys for being here. Sorry again, Simon. Thanks for being here. I don't know. It's funny. Last video I started, I went through the whole thing, talked about everything, came back and saw all the comments that no one could see anything. Checked the video, it was completely black, no sound. I was like, wow, that sucks. So starting all over. I'm gonna say everything I said earlier. I'm assuming nobody heard me earlier. First of all, good morning. Thank you for joining. It's June 2nd, Wednesday. Watch the start. Thank you very much, man. I'm super excited about that, by the way. Okay, so let's start by the breaking news. The breaking news, in my opinion, is the Beckett. We're going to talk about Beckett. We're going to talk about eBay today. We're going to talk about ComC today. We're going to talk a little bit about the National as well. Kind of those are the stories that broke news. So yesterday, big news really was the National first confirming that they are going with the head with the conference and that they are going to be at full capacity, no restrictions, right? So go ahead and get your tickets. Now, with that news, Beckett also announced yesterday that they are suspending their services and they're going to, and the way they kind of word, they're suspending their services to prepare for the National. The National was kind of a trigger for them to make that decision. I don't understand the logic, and I'll say when I read the article, it was confusing. In fact, there's a circle in there. Someone pointed out where it said, and if you're grading with us, we're going to ship back the cards that are ungraded. That was not necessarily clear, and I'll explain that to you. So last night, what I did is I jumped on, let me go ahead and share this with you. Share screen, and I lost a lot of my windows when I had to restart my computer. But I was over here. Let me just fast forward this. This is Beckett Live Presents on Beckett Media. This was last night. Now, why this is important and why I recommend you listen to this, guys. They don't just talk about the industry day, which is very important. I'll get into that in a minute. But they talk about the National. They also talk about Beckett's announcement. So right here, you got Jeremy, who is the president of Beckett. And at the end of the video, he gives a statement. And I even make comment. His statement he made in this was more clear than the message that was out. And here's what I'm saying by that. Beckett's not doing anything special. They basically did a PSA. They're suspending. They're behind. They want to get caught up. They made an email about, they've been kind of quiet last year. Some people say it's kind of passive aggressive. It definitely was. They took some shots at some people. But look, you don't think Beckett wasn't doing something? I mean, they had to be doing something. They've been grading. And I think it's funny because people have been using Beckett, but no one's been talking about it, right? Just people using SGC and they scream about it. People use PSA, they scream about it. But Beckett, people were just using Beckett. So anyway, he says at the end, look, first of all, if you have cards with them that are in the process, they're going to complete those. That's what they're focused on, getting those cards worked on. They're not sending you back cards unless it's something you just sent to them in the mail and hasn't been entered. I think that might get sent back to you. If you're in a subgroup, they're not bringing in new submissions unless you go their more expensive model. So I think that's important to clear up. And I even said they should probably do more marketing around that about, hey, how this is going to work for Beckett. Now, part of what they said there is they want to prepare for the National. They want their graders and authenticators to all be on site at the National, not in the office working about cards. So that's part of the reason they did this as well. Now, again, Beckett does a lot of authentication. Authentication is big for these guys. And I've said this before. They are one of the leaders in authentication. With Steve Grad there and his history and his autograph background, I'm a big fan of Beckett for authentication. So I thought that was cool. The other thing they talk about in here is they talk about the National, right? Here's a link for the National. If you haven't already, I do recommend checking out and getting tickets. Now, I will say when you go to tickets, there's basically three options. There's the general admission, and there's VIP packages. These VIP packages basically assume you're going to be there for 5 days. If you're going to be there for 5 days, all 5 days, I think those are great packages. If you're not, I don't think that's worth it. I'm definitely going the $19.99 model. I'm not going to be there for all 5 days. Okay, I just know I won't. I don't have much time to take off for that long, but I am going to be there for a few days. And part of that is because, well, last night I did win a ticket to the VIP event that I think Beckett's holding. This is super cool. Let me also say this. Another one of the major reasons that you want to go to the National, and I haven't heard many people talk about this, are the manufacturer's VIP parties. Now, there are going to be a lot of things going on, and I can see a lot of collectors, just like the camaraderie of seeing their friends. You know, it's as one guy mentioned, it's like a field trip for collectors or whatever. I understand that. I agree. I don't have as many, I don't know, missing friends that I want to see. I want to see a lot of people. Don't get me wrong, but it's not like I've been going national for every year. What I do love, though, are the VIP parties. So if you can, get information, learn about them. I will tell you, Beckett Live will be giving away more tickets as you watch their show throughout this month. So check out Beckett Live if you haven't. They have some great interviews on there, great conversations. Eric Norton, and you can get a VIP ticket. So National is going. Now, that's cool. VIP tickets, VIP parties. You're going to see a lot of momentum. I'm excited about it. Next thing I want to bring your attention to is this, and that is the Industry Summit. Let me take a quick second, take a breath. I'm going to come out of here and see if I still got people. I still have a few people. Anybody chit-chatting? Watch it start. Anybody out there? Just make sure I got John and Simon. I want to make sure people are still there. Okay. No response. So I'm going to blindly assume people are still there. So the next thing we'll talk about real quickly that I think is important news yesterday, and that is the Industry Summit. The Industry Summit is maybe as big, if not bigger, for the industry than the National is. Now, the Industry Summit's hosted by Beckett, which is interesting, right? It's hosted by Beckett. But what's cool, let me go ahead and show you this. And boy, I hope we're still sharing with the audience. Yes, we're still there. Cool. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that, man. I know I lost my audience this morning. Okay, first thing about the Industry Summit. This year, they're doing a card show that takes place right before the 10th and 11th, which I think is interesting. Open to the public in the Las Vegas area. Will probably do very, very well. Las Vegas Sports Card Show, September. This is also, by the way, I think it's the opening week for the NFL. I'm not sure if the NFL opens the weekend before, but I know that they said the Monday night game, which I think is on the 15th, is the Raiders game, if I'm not mistaken. But that's a big weekend as well. So you have football kicking off. You have the Industry Day. You have this card show. What is the Industry Day and why attend? You're probably going, Ziggy, what's this industry event? And I'll say this. It's not a general public thing. This is not something you go to trade cards or buy cards. You go here to learn about the hobby, to learn from the manufacturers. What I like about it is they give you some cool gifts, right? So for attending, you get like some free packs to open, or they're included in your conference thing. But it's very cool. Networking, manufacturing with distributors, retailers, breakers. It's awesome. Keynote speaker, gifts, product showcase, Beckett grading, authentication, redemption vouchers. What else? Panini presentation and surprises. That's always good. I thought Topps is doing this. Leaf is going to be there. NFL Sunday kickoff brunch, golf scramble, bowling night, opening. It's going to be fun. Why attend? That's the why. Corporate partners. Here's kind of the partners. I'm going to tell you right now, this isn't for everybody, okay? But you're going to want to know what's coming out of this. If you don't go, you're going to probably want to hear from somebody who's going to go, because you're going to get a lot of good information. And I'll be honest, to me, I'd rather go to this than I would the National. Now, I'm going to go to the National because I've already committed to it. So now I'm going to try to go to this. So this is on my next thing on my list here to try to hit this event this year. They show you kind of who's attending, which I thought is interesting. Jeremy Lee from Sports Card Live is going to be there. He's already on the list. Well, you go, Jeremy. Mojo Breaks is going to be there. I think Jeremy went last year to the virtual one, which I thought was awesome. He shared a lot of great insight. They share the product roadmap with you. They talk about what's going on in the hobby, all sorts of stuff. They have breaker awards. eBay is going to be there. Go GTS is going to be there. I won't bore you guys with this list. But again, you can see the list of who's attending. Summit registrations over here. I believe this does. Where do you register? Anyway, check this out if you haven't already. I'm hoping to do this and hoping to go there. Other thing I want to mention, we talked about the National. We talked about the Summit. Oh, I know. eBay. The other big news yesterday was eBay's policy changes. Now, two things I want to bring to your attention. Number one, that no one has said this with the exception of Flipping Steve. And I'm going to say Flipping Steve is the one who brought this to my attention when I read this email. And that is that they've made a change down here to, where is it? Missing payments, impact, appreciate your support. Or maybe it's not in this email. Is it in this email? It's not in this email, but if you go to the link, anyway, he points out that let's say someone buys something from you and then 6 days go by and they haven't responded to your emails, they haven't made any payment, you can now cancel and it has a note option that says cancel no payment. You're like, well, what's the big deal, Ziggy? That's actually a big deal, okay? That flags them as a no payment person. They just kind of are blocking a purchase and you have record of that. Also, by knowing that, you can use that information to put them on a block list if you want to, which I'll bring to the other point. With the whole auction bid retraction thing, people are like, oh, how's this helping the buyer or seller? If he's going to retract the bid, obviously not going to be a no payer. I agree with you on that. But if someone is in an auction of yours and they retract the bid from you and you accept the retraction, it's probably in the last few minutes, you can move that person to your block list and never deal with them again in the future, right? Or they can give you a valid reason. Oh, I'm sorry, I had to change it for whatever reason. But this gives me, the seller, more power, right? Because I have more information, and information is power. So if I know you're retracting bids, I could put you on my block list and not deal with you in the future. I don't think anybody's mentioned that. I think it's important. Again, eBay's giving us more. I also want to mention eBay's giving you access to TerraPeak data. I have not gotten into that. I don't really play with it. I should, because I use data tools. But I think that's another thing eBay's doing. eBay is another sleeping dragon. I think is waking up in the whole sports card world, and you could see making some changes. The next thing I'll mention real quickly, yesterday with all the news, with BGS and with eBay, ComC snuck an email in on us. Not going to read this to you, just real quickly. Basically talks about all their growing pains and how they've been shipping and where they are right now and how things are getting better. I didn't read anything in here that was like, wow, that's awesome. It just was a transparency email. They were letting us know what's going on, where they are with stuff, how things are changing. And I'll say this, I've been using ComC for probably 6 years. I will probably be using ComC for the next 6+ years. I like the platform. It is what it is, right? I know it takes time to process. I know it costs 50 cents a card now. I know the ship takes 6 months or whatever. Hey, but it is what it is. There's some positive things I like about it. I'll put it this way. I would rather use ComC than make repack products and try to hustle people for cards I don't want, right? So I love ComC. God bless ComC. I think that's about it right now. I do have a redemption on the way back from Panini. Pretty excited about that until I saw which redemption it was, and then I'm kind of disappointed. Last thing I'll just quickly hit on. Just look at the market movers. Ooh, wow. Man. What the heck's going on? I feel a sneeze coming on, so. Pardon me. This is what is going on here. And what I mean by that is, how did this card hit 550 and only have 0% up? I mean, it was at 350 yesterday. That doesn't make sense at all. Something's going on there, man. Something's a little weird. I'm not going to drill into it. I really care about Deshaun Watson right now, but that's bizarre. Also, there was some green earlier today. Look, Trae Young slipped a little bit. Giannis under 2,000. I'm telling you guys, I've said this before, and I'm not trying to be a hater, and I don't give a lot of advice, but this card, in my opinion, is an example of the hobby correction. It will go down to under $1,500, probably closer to $1,000 by the end of this year. That's where it should be. The guy's ringless. He's a Hall of Famer. He's never going to get a ring, or unlikely to get a ring. Sorry, Giannis. You shouldn't be worth $7,000. I'm not going to go in the negative parts of the hobby. I'm still very bullish. Like I said, I showed you how I'm doing my Rip 2 Save 1 promotion. I will talk more about that in a future video. Let me go ahead and pop out of this and get back to the main screen. I will talk about. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining, man. Sorry about it. Sorry for missing everybody. Yeah, once you don't pay block less. Exactly, Rich. It just gives you visibility, man. Are people going to pay and then send them back as not described? That's another thing, right? So you have to think about that. Don't care who they are. eBay has data, and the insights, and the data is money. Exactly, and the money and the data is free too now, right? If you're a customer, good morning, Gaming God. Thanks for joining. If you're a customer of eBay, I think you get access to all the data, which I think is great. But you're right, data can be so manipulated too. I've seen so many people justifying stuff recently in the hobby with data numbers. Oh, look at this, look at that. We're still in a high overall. I'll let other people decide that. Anything else I want to hit on? I hit on, again, Beckett. If you have not already, please watch the Beckett video from last night, because, again, you're going to learn about the Beckett industry day. You're going to learn about the national, and you're going to learn a little bit about what they're doing with their change of policy. And again, that's another thing. National is a great place to talk to Beckett, talk to the people at Panini, talk to people, give them your feedback, be constructive, be positive, and get access to those people. Talked a little bit about the eBay and the changes there, how it gives you information to adjust and learn about your data plan. We talked about ComC and what they're doing. I think that's pretty much the highlights. I think those are the highlights. I will say one last thing. It looks like the mornings are getting busy. If you guys don't follow already, Texas Card Dude does his show normally on the mornings. Flipping Steve is going to be doing a show, I think, around 10 o'clock, a little bit after mine, a live show, which I'm excited to listen in on that. And then I want to say who else. Oh, well, Dustin. Dustin does some morning content as well. He's normally up before me and dropping some recordings around 7:30. So I hope this was beneficial. I hope it made some sense today. I'm sorry for the technical difficulties earlier. But again, we touched on Beckett, which I think is important, right? They're not going crazy. Listen to their video. Listen to the president. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to some other chucklehead. Go listen to the source. Check out the, if you're going to go to National, get your tickets when you can. Look for the VIP show events. Get to the VIP. And Industry Summit. Put it on your list for September. If you're not going, learn about it. Listen about it. Find out what's happening from there. And then lastly, I'll say, right, end of June is CSG's workshop on grading. I'm very, very curious about trying to get to that. I think I'm going to hear from them by tomorrow. Or no, by Friday, if I get an invitation or not. I don't think I'm going to get one. I don't think I will. But if I do, I will definitely go down. Whew. Thank you, guys. I'm going to keep these going every day, live daily updates on what's going on in the hobby. I will share more on some more collector-like stuff probably tomorrow and Friday. And then we'll be back live on Sunday night for open mic night. I'd love to have some of you guys join me sometime too. Thanks for doing this and getting back into the hobby. Man, Matthew, thank you, man. And listen, if you have any questions, one thing I feel like I know, if I don't know the answer, I know someone who can help you find the answer. And I think that's what we need to do more in the hobbies. Help each other out, answer questions, educate each other, enjoy the journey together, have fun. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay healthy.